Hi guys, we're about to watch an Iran update with Marco Rubio. He's one of our favorite people who's been really outspoken about Iran, so I'm super excited to hear what he says.
Let's go.
Secretary Rubio, can you confirm the format and location of Friday's talks with Iran and clarify, given that Iran refuses to negotiate its missile program and insists on a right to enrich uranium, is the U.S. open to a compromise if that means reaching a deal to avoid military action? And separately, if I may, how exactly do these negotiations advance President Trump's repeated pledges to help the Iranian protesters, many of whom are likely to see these nuclear talks as legitimizing the very government that violently massacred its own people?
Good
Let
question.
me first say, just on the logistics, at the end, let me back up and say from a big picture perspective, I think it's pretty clear right now, President Trump is willing to talk to and meet with and engage with anyone in the world. I mean, we don't view meetings as a concession. We don't view meetings as even legitimization. It is our willingness to sit and listen and talk to anyone, any adversary, any ally, obviously, but anyone around the world. And so the president's always been open to that. He showed that in the first administration, and he's showing it again now. And so I think if there's an opportunity to engage directly with counterparts in the Iranian regime, the United States would be open to that, and that's what we're open to. We thought we had an established forum.
I love that because literally one thing I love about Trump is that he is so confident. He's such a confident human that he will talk to anyone. He's not like, oh, I'm the president of the United States. I can't talk to this person because, they're not this ranking. 100%. I love that.
Well, the other thing is people feel like if Trump goes and talks to anyone or talks to, let's just say, the Iranian regime, they say legitimizing it or legitimizing them. Only because in the past you had presidents that went in there and talked to them and ended up giving them things, and actually
those presidents were little.
Yes, they're beta.
They were beta males.
We could just say beta. Where's my beta button? Beta.
Yeah.
So they were a bunch of beta male. And so, but now when Trump does it, he's not a beta. He doesn't go in there and give them whatever they want. He actually negotiates and he sets things up to get things for the American people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I do love that reporter asked that question finally.
Great question.
Like, how many people have talked to President Trump or any of these people and haven't asked directly that question?
Great question. But there's more. There's more. And
okay.
I just glossed through it, so let's keep going.
I haven't watched, so I'm excited.
That had been agreed to in Turkey. It was put together by a number of partners who wanted to attend and be a part of it. I saw conflicting reports yesterday from the Iranian side saying that they had not agreed to that. So that's still being worked through. At the end of the day, the United States is prepared to engage and has always been prepared to engage with Iran. As far as the topic of those discussions and what the agenda needs to be, look, I think in order for talks to actually lead to something meaningful, they will have to include certain things. And that includes the range of their ballistic missiles. That includes their sponsorship of terrorist organizations across the region. That includes the nuclear program, and that includes the treatment of their own people. The fundamental problem Iran faces and the regime faces right now is that what people are on the streets complaining about, this regime cannot address. They cannot address.
So that was a big point he just made. Listen to what he says.
With Iran. As far as the topic of those discussions and what the agenda needs to be, look, I think in order for talks to actually lead to something meaningful, they will have to include certain things. And that includes the range of their ballistic missiles. That includes their sponsorship of terrorist organizations across the region. That includes the nuclear program, and that includes the treatment of their own people. The fundamental problem Iran faces and the regime faces right now is that what people are on the streets complaining about, this regime cannot address. They cannot address it because it's economic. Those problems remain. And one of the reasons why the Iranian regime cannot provide the people of Iran the quality of life that they deserve is because they're spending all their money. They're spending all their resources of what is a rich country sponsoring terrorism, sponsoring all these proxy groups around the world, exporting, as they call it, their revolution. But I remind everybody what I've been saying through my entire career in public service. I said it in my hearing when I was asking for confirmation through the Senate. The Iranian people and the Iranian regime are very unalike. In essence, what the Iranian people want, this is a culture with a deep history. These are people that are the leadership of Iran at the clerical level does not reflect the people of Iran. I know of no other country where there's a bigger difference between the people that lead the country and the people who live there. And so
Love you for that.
So I just wanted to stop it right there because a couple things he said that are huge.
Yeah.
One of them is, there's four main things that they want out of these talks or negotiations that go down. And he named a couple of the important things that they cannot even do. So yes, everyone's like, oh, how could they negotiate or talk to?
Oh, you don't negotiate with terrorists. Shut up.
Or they say, what do you mean? How could Trump, want to negotiate with them? I thought he's going to, stop them from doing whatever they're doing. He's going to go after them. He's going to shut them down. He's
Yeah.
going to remove them from power. But you got to understand. So they're wanting to negotiate on a couple important things. One thing that's very important is the treatment of their people.
Yes.
Okay, so the government, unfortunately, is not going to want to change how they treat their own people.
They're not even capable to do that. And
Yeah.
and people in the US that are running the US, like these people, they're very well aware of that.
Yeah, and then the other thing that he mentioned is, one of the problems that the people are having, that the government, the Islamic regime cannot solve, an issue they can't solve, is the economic problem. And
Because they steal from their own people.
They steal from their own people, and they go and spend money, as Marco Rubio said, they go and spend their money paying for terrorism around the world. They support terrorism, they fund terrorism, they train people, they help other countries train their soldiers to be terrorists. We have all this. We have Hezbollah, we have Hamas, we have the Houthis, we have all. They're all over. So there's a couple of major things that they can't. They won't be able to solve even if they wanted to agree to these negotiations.
Yeah.
That's the point that he's making. So let's keep going and see.
In other words, he's saying, keep an open mind. We are aware.
Yeah,
We're
but
more
also,
aware than you people are that are just regular citizens, with all your opinions.
And not only that, he's also buying time, doing what he's got to do militarily.
I think, and another part that we're not putting on is, we're not saying, I'm saying, is that like what you guys don't understand, some people on Instagram and social media, is that if he didn't allow negotiations, let's call them, right, or talks, the people on the left would lose their mind even more than they are already losing their mind. They would literally spew it to, oh, Trump wants to take over.
Yeah.
And he just went in there and he threw a bomb. And, so you guys have to understand, there's what is it called? There's finesse in this.
And diplomacy.
Yeah.
And there's, politics. It's just politics,
Exactly.
Trump has to
and
also.
you're not in politics, so you don't even know a sliver of it.
No, people overnight became professional politicians.
Yeah, like even sometimes people say like, oh, Medi, how do you? It's like, where in the hell did Medi say that everything he's talking about is 100% the way?
Yeah.
No, this is our opinion.
I have my own opinions. I'm a commentator, dude. I say what I feel like
We're
saying.
not like.
I'm not in legislature. I'm not doing any kind of policy or anything.
But don't
like that.
threaten him. Maybe he will.
Maybe I will. Let's keep going because there's more.
And that, as far as the president's views on the way protesters were treated, he was very clear about it. And as you saw, part of what the president said publicly prevented mass executions that were being planned and that we're on the precipice of. And obviously beyond that, the president retains a number of options to how he responds to that and future events. But as far as the talks are concerned, I think the Iranians had agreed to a certain format. For whatever reason, it's changed in their system or what have you. We'll see if we can get back to the right place. But the United States is prepared to meet with them. I think it was scheduled for Friday. Steve is ready to go. He'll be prepared for that. If the Iranians want to meet, we're ready. They've expressed an interest in meeting and talking. If they change their mind, we're fine with that too. We prefer to meet and talk. I'm not sure you can reach a deal with these guys, but we're going to try to find out. We don't see there's any harm in trying to figure out there's something that can be done. This is a president that always prefers a peaceful outcome to any conflict or any challenge.
We have time for one.
Yeah, so I guess I thought there was a lot more to that, but there wasn't. But the point is here, as he just said, I'm not sure there is much to negotiate on, or if they can negotiate, or
they're even capable of negotiating,
willing to, or if they're capable to negotiate. But again, there's some things on the table that they're just not able to do. They're not able to treat their people better. 47 years, they haven't changed how they treat their people. They've been, a complete.
They're not humans.
Yeah.
They're monsters. So there is no way for such a trash government to overnight all of a sudden say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be great now."
Yeah.
You won't believe them.
Yeah, but here's the other biggest one is their proxies. So America, and one of those four things, one of them was how they treat their people. The other big one was their proxies. We're gonna want them to stop funding and training and helping their proxies. So and they're not gonna want to do that. They're not gonna want to give up Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis and all of these. And more. These are just and all of these terrorist organizations that they've not only helped create or maybe created themselves, but that they have spent so much of their money on. They literally took the money from their own country, from their own people, and handed it over to these guys. And that's how
nasty people.
That's the reason why they can never fix their economy for their own people.
Of course. And what do you mean? The people that are the closest to the regime, the whatever they're called, what are they called?
Who the mullahs and the ayatollahs?
The mullahs and stuff. Yeah, they're literally like so corrupt. They're billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not cool. Yeah. Their families are sent to other parts of the world living like luxurious lives while there's literally people dying.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is because they're spending, they're basically taking the money from the country, spending it on terrorism outside of the country. And because they're Islamic regime ayatollahs, they don't know how to run a country. So what do they do to what they think they think they know what they're doing. They're like, oh, we'll just print more money. And they print more money, but you know what happens when you print more money? You cause inflation to go up. When inflation goes up, guess what happens? People's money becomes worthless. So let's say
you ruined the Toman or whatever it's called, the Real. What is it called?
Real, Toman, the same thing. They destroyed it. So these people's money is literally worthless.
So sad.
So anyway, guys, that was a great video from Marco Rubio. That was an update from today. That was put out today. He literally had that discussion today. So we're happy to go over that and see what's happening. So we're excited. Hopefully this negotiation will happen soon, or whatever it is that needs to happen for U.S. and Israel to take the next step and hopefully help free the people of Iran.
Yes, I hope so. Also, like, share, follow.
Subscribe. Thank you, guys.
Subscribe.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.